The Heat are 1-0 in their last one game, baby. Mark it down. Mark it down. January 30th, the film session that'll live in infamy in Miami Heat history, in the
Not working
annals.
on me. Not on February 1st. No, sir. Takes a
In
Tom
the
Brady
annals.
retirement. Takes something more than Tua being comeback player of the year. Takes more than that to make me forget about February. I'll tell you what I
Chris
did learn.
Greer, hire the damn defensive coordinator already.
I'll
right
tell
now.
you what. Yeah, that's what they need. I'll tell you what I learned last night watching the Heat game is De'Aaron Fox stinks. That guy stinks.
Come on now, Hawk.
We weren't wrong on our bet. De'Aaron Fox, I mean, he looked like that guy stinks.
Pass it sometimes, D. So there's 4 other guys on the court, D.
That guy stinks. No, it was good to, I said it during this 7-game losing streak. Just get a win. If you get one win, everything just kind of gets washed away. Now, I don't know who do they have next. They're on the road tomorrow?
Yeah, on the road tomorrow, and then 3 straight at home. They get Washington tomorrow.
Well, don't lose to Washington, or else it's gonna be right back into it. It's gonna I would say you can just win one game, everything gets washed away. Nah, I take that back. If you go lose at Washington tomorrow night, everything nothing's gonna be forgotten from the 7-game losing streak.
No,
Especially
1-7.
You look at their schedule after Washington because they get the Clippers at home. Clippers kick their ass in LA. They get the Magic, who just kicked their ass 2 weeks ago. They get Wemby and the Spurs at home. Then they get Celtics at the Bucks, at the Sixers, back-to-back before the All-Star break.
Ooh.
It's a tough schedule leading into February 15th, that All-Star break.
February what?
Go to hell. Oh, we're really going to do this today? Really?
Yes.
Yeah, because we got robbed of it last year. How many people text in? I am curious because I don't know how much I need to set it up or not. How many people are not familiar with Solana and Febiary? Or how many people are? Just 305-567-0560 is the text line. Just text, yes, I'm familiar, or no, I'm not familiar. I'm curious if people, now obviously the hardcore listeners, we know they look forward to February 1st, but I don't know if the passive listeners even know that this is a big deal in the show's history. And I don't know if they know how badly we got robbed last year when was it this day that Tom Brady announced his retirement officially?
It might have been yesterday, January 31st.
Whatever it was, the entire month there was stuff going on, and we never really, and not that I have anything planned other than replaying February at some point during today's show. I wonder how many people who listen to this show actually know about February.
I love how casually you say February now.
I know. It feels like that's the right way to say it, right? February?
Text in if you know what February is.
I don't think people want to hear it. I think people feel like you're just beating a dead horse, truthfully. I think, you're trying to overshadow Black History Month, which really upsets me deep down in my core.
You and Serena Williams. How Maria Sharapova gets more sponsorships than her.
This is my celebration of Black History Month. This is what reminds me every year.
Solana, I'm not even taking a side. I swear to goodness, when you're walking through a sporting event and someone yells, "Hey Crowder, February," this resonates. I'm not gonna lie, bro. People love this.
I still get it, and it resonates, by the way, not resignates. I still get this. Years later, this has to be what, 6-7 years ago?
2018.
Is that when it was? Because it was, Falero was still our producer. You were filling in. So 6 years ago then.
It was Dwayne Wade's final season with the Heat.
Right.
Remember?
This didn't happen on February 1st. You just happened to mention February.
Yep.
Yeah.
February.
I'm excited to hear it. We will celebrate that today. Will Manso is going to join us today. We can talk a little Heat with him. he's into the whole Scarface thing. And, he grew up in West Palm, but he's a Miami guy. Do you think he's watching Griselda? Because I want to ask someone other than Solana about this show. I'm through 3 episodes now. I couldn't stand watching this De'Aaron Fox last night. I had to watch an episode of Griselda. And
why you don't want to talk to me about it because you don't think it's as good as I made it out to be?
You make it sound like as if it's on par with Scarface or Cocaine Cowboys, and it's just not.
I don't believe it's better than any of the Cocaine Cowboys documentaries or even the most recent one, Cocaine Cowboys Reloaded, where they follow the Falcone brothers. I like that more, but that's more of a docu-series compared to this, which is like it's a live action series, right? She's pretending to play a character.
Yeah, it's a drama.
Right. I do think it's on par with Scarface. Hot take here. I love Scarface, by the way. I've genuinely seen it a million times.
No.
Scarface, you watch it today. Doesn't hold up.
No, it does hold up. It's campy. It's not like it doesn't hit you the way that it did maybe in the 80s where it was high drama. It's a little campier now when you watch it, but it still holds up. And Griselda is good. Like, I'm looking forward to finishing it, but it's not the way people have talked about it to me. I'm just a little bit confused.
Can I approach it from the angle of I've been dating a Colombian. I grew up my entire life around Colombians. And like my girlfriend's family talks the way that Sofia Vergara talks. I played on a soccer team growing up my entire life in the heart of like little Colombia and Kendall, where everybody talks.
It hits.
That way.
It speaks to you. That's me with Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's not just cute to me. It's everything that I've grown up around.
Yeah.
Sitting and kibitzing at the deli and talking about the little intricacies of life, and you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
Like the person who raised me, you remember like the lady that passed away a couple years ago, she was Colombian from Barranquilla. And like, so to me, it's like a part of home. I don't know, watching Sofia Vergara and all these people talk the way
love her accent. Love her accent. Yeah. Have you watched it, Crowder?
I thought it was great though. The story itself was good.
Yeah, I got a lot of jobs, fellas. I get rest when I got time.
Well, you gotta watch this Griselda. It's the #1 show on Netflix, so it's extremely popular. And I'm not saying it's not good. I've just been a little taken aback when I watched some of it, where I'm going, like, why is this not hitting me as so good the way other people are talking about?
What's the show with the stone-faced Hispanic man, and like they have memes of him sitting on a park bench?
Pablo Escobar.
The Pablo Escobar thing. Is it better than that? Because I tried to watch that, and that was boring as hell.
What's that, Narcos?
Narcos.
I never watched that.
Like, is it better than Narcos? Because Narcos was boring as hell to me.
I didn't like the guy that they chose to play Pablo Escobar in Narcos. I thought it was like so disingenuous the way that he played it, and he was like creeper vibes more than mob boss vibes. The greatest mob boss perhaps ever.
And I don't want to be. I think I'm the guy I'm saying I don't want to be. But like yesterday, we talked about Game of Thrones, and all it was incest, murder, and dragons. And it just happened over and over again. Like when I watch a drug movie, people are going to get killed because they went behind the back of the drug lord. The drug lord's going to get mad at people. He's going to send his goons to kill them. And then there's going to be a bunch of drugs delivered. Like this, I need more storyline.
Right.
Than that.
But that I think is the interesting part of Griselda is A, it's a true story. And B, it's a woman in the drug business. Like, this is a Miami story, and she's real. And watching Sofia Vergara play her, like, it's good and it's interesting. If it was just a traditional, drug kingpin miniseries, I wouldn't be watching it. I'm watching it specifically because it's Griselda, and I love the history of, 80s Miami and all that hoo-ha. But that's what makes it different than any other drug story, is that she was so different. No one had ever seen a woman do what she did in the cocaine industry, and she had to be a double badass.
What year was this?
What's that?
What year?
The 80s.
It's
so that, Big. She might know Big Randy.
It's very possible.
Hey, Griselda, come in for a second.
Also, Hawk, one of my biggest gripes with the show, other
Griselda,
than
you like guacamole.
See, Griselda, I ain't got much money right now, but I have some delicious guacamole. So the Haas avocados, the big ones.
avocado, yeah. Hawk, one of my biggest gripes with the show is that it's 7 episodes, so like there's 6 episodes. I mean, this played out over like 20 plus years.
Right, yeah.
And they go from 1978 to the next episode, it's like 1984. And you're like, wait, what happened in between here? How did you get from this point to this point? But the accuracy, she's driving in the second episode. There's a Burdines bag.
Oh, I said to my wife last night, we were watching because the Burdines bag jumped out at me. I'm like, oh, look at that Burdines. There was something else that jumped out at me.
The Dadeland Mall massacre, which is later on. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but the way they set up the stores to look exactly like the parking lot where it took place was badass too.
Yeah, I love that. I love, the smoking everywhere around your kids.
God,
I mean, it was nonstop. The ashtrays were just everywhere. Like it's a pretty true portrayal of the 80s. Anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked here. It's good. I'm just curious why people are raving about it in the way they are. Couple of texts regarding Febiary. We want to hear the story. Solana is wrong. We want to know.
That's an outlier, I believe.
Don't know the February. Don't know the February story. Please tell us. Not familiar. Know it well. Very familiar. Been listening since it happened live. Solana and Febiary is one of the best ever on the show. Febiary is probably one of the funniest things he's ever said. By the way, I've got to be the youngest person listening to this show at 22. Yeah, what are you doing listening to this show? How'd you find AM radio?
Daddy.
Yes, I want to hear it. It never gets old. Yes, Febiary. We want to hear it again. Better than the chocolate cake and calling home from camp stories. Okay. Been listening for 4 years. I look forward to this every bleeping year.
What a reputation I put together for myself, huh?
I'm familiar and can't wait. Yes, I am aware of Febiary. Yes, familiar with Febiary and fiberglassed. He nailed March. Someone said.